Welcome, traveler, to Snarg's House of Sin.
Can feel the spark, coruscating power in the dead of night. I will be devoured. Welcome to Snarg's House of Sin podcast, where two internet doofuses come together to be internet doofuses on a podcast. I'm Mr. Dogodude, and that is the lovely Izzetrix. And on today's episode, we have Chukimon, a.k.a. Keeping It Casual, a.k.a. the smartest magic boy on TikTok.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He is our third internet doofus for the day.
Third doofus right here.
He's not a doofus.
How do you feel being a doofus?
Feels good. Feels good.
Yeah. Feels great. Feels great. It's good.
No, you definitely should wear the title of smartest magic boy. Like, the amount of times that your videos have come up at my LGS to, like, do rules arguments, and I'm like, I know that guy.
Hey, that guy. I know that guy. I have to be honest. I have never seen one of your videos before. Doggo showed me it and said, "Hey, we're gonna go talk to this guy," and I'm like, I don't know who that is, but okay.
Great way to start the podcast. I have no idea who the fuck you are.
I have no idea who you are. If anything,
No
I
worries.
am honest. I did scroll through your TikTok a little bit, and it's really good.
Thank you.
You like know what
Thank
you're
you.
talking about, and you're like, hey, here's the rules text about the things.
Yeah, I try to do the research when I can. And I have like a Discord full of judges that help me out with a lot of the information. And I read through the rules myself from time to time. Yeah, try to get as correct as possible.
You know what my favorite, and it was one of my first interactions with you, at least that I can recall, was when I made the videos about Soul Theme and how replacement effects work. And I had actual L1 and L2 judges defending me, and nobody cared. They were like, I don't care if they're a judge. But when you made a video, all of a sudden people backed down and were like, yeah, okay, maybe that is how it works.
I do also still get those people that say that I'm wrong, or I guess it's more people that say they hate the ruling or something like that. But
To be fair, it's a stupid rule.
it's
To be fair,
unintuitive.
math is dumb. So, like, just
That's
math
true.
in general.
Math is for blockers.
I have a
Math is
sticker
not my
that
strong
says
suit.
that.
There's like 3 magic phrases that just like send me into a bull in a china shop level of rage. And it's math is for blockers.
I use that.
Reading the card explains the card.
I use
and
that.
Of course, do you pay the one?
I also use that.
Reading the card explains the card is the one that bothers me the most, I guess, since it's not really true.
Yeah. And it's just like so rude and dismissive. It's like, hey,
It's
it would have
condescending.
taken you just as much time to just help me understand the card rather than calling me stupid.
Yeah. It feels like a roundabout way to tell somebody that they're dumb, but
Yeah.
Magic's a hard game. Like, there's so many.
Is it?
Like, I think it's pretty hard.
Is it
I mean-
Magic like one of the hardest games? Like, just like in
Oh.
general? I'm pretty sure.
I don't remember what college it is, but there's a college that like,
I think it was Harvard.
yeah, I think it was Harvard, or it's one of those Ivy Leaguers where they like plugged it into a chess computer, and the computer got confused because there was just too many answers to like a problem, versus like chess, you know, there's one specific answer to every problem, whereas Magic, it's like there's 1,000 solutions to every one problem, and every
Right.
solution leads to 10 more problems. And so they ended up declaring it the most complex game in human history.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's insane. Like, we always
I
get
believe
new
it.
pieces and stuff, and then we have the fucking rules with the layers and your stupid replacement effects with your math.
Yeah, it can get complicated. Especially also, you don't have like perfect information like in a game of chess. So like, there's also
Oh, yeah,
lot
that's
of
a good point.
variance that you have to kind of like think about and account for. So it's super complicated.
Yeah, but we all love it.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly hate this game. if I'm being
Literally,
honest.
I spent last night, I spent New Year's Eve. We were at the kitchen table, drinking and playing Magic. Midnight came around. Our TV wasn't on. We didn't watch the fucking ball drop or whatever. Nothing. Like, I was getting beat in the face with Eldrazi's and like happened to look at my phone and be like, oh, Happy New Year. Okay, I scoop.
It's actually an interesting segue. Like, I know this is kind of a cornier question, but what got you into this game, Chuki?
Oh, I think probably my earliest memory of Magic is probably like I used to go to church. I'm not so much of a churchgoer anymore, but I remember some of the older kids there that I thought were like cool were playing Magic, and the cards just seemed really like interesting and like evocative, and like the high fantasy stuff like really drew my attention. And then I think like when I was like 10 or something like that, I saw like a starter deck at I think it was a Target, and asked my parents for it. They bought it for me, and me and my brothers just played the game. I didn't really get like really into it then, but like once I got into high school, I met other people that played Magic, and then like I really learned how to play then, and that's how I got into it.
So you've been playing for a long time.
About I think 7th edition was when I started.
Hey, that's actually funny. I started in 7th edition and then immediately stopped in 8th edition, and then didn't play again until call time.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of similar to me. I think I came back around Avacyn Restored.
Okay.
Oh,
When I came around.
I have been playing since M10,
10? Okay.
2010.
It's like
not my
three core
stupid
sets
ass
away.
being like, what year is that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, M10.
That would be 2010.
It's almost like it's in the name.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. I love that's so fascinating that you played it, or like other kids were playing it in church of all places.
Yeah.
That was back in the 90s in church.
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the like the demonic connotations to
Satanic Panic.
satanic stuff.
What denomination was it?
It's Catholic.
You played Magic in a Catholic church. I am so much like, okay, so for context, I converted to Catholicism to marry my wife. She born and raised Catholic. Her parents are, well, her mom's Catholic, and her mom's like a Catholic. Like, she'll throw holy water at you when you come in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
like,
my mom too.
Yeah, like the idea of that woman walking in on some kids playing Magic the Gathering with like, there's literally a creature type, devil and like demon.
Yeah,
like,
demon, yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't like in the church. There was like they usually had like a reception afterwards that like we gathered around and we'd play there. But yeah, that's. I guess I didn't really think about that. How ironic it is that I learned how to play Magic in a Catholic church.
At Catholic church.
Like
In
if
the
you would have
90s.
said Baptist, I would have been like, yeah, those motherfuckers have like fried chicken dinners after every single service. I can see them rocking out to some Magic. But when you said Catholic, I can't picture that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's funny.
Yeah, especially like I've always loved with Magic the Gathering when people like get into arguments and stuff. They're like, "You're taking this too seriously. It's a children's card game." But you look at some of the artwork on these cards. It is not a children's card game.
Especially back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, it's gotten a little bit better now, but like back in the day, you have like Earthbind. That is not for small children.
Or there's just like some really gory cards. Like there's cards where people's like faces are being peeled off, or you know, like real like eldritch horror stuff going on those cards.
Yeah. It says 10 on the packaging, but really I feel like
Does it say 10? I thought it was 13.
Oh, is it 13?
I have no idea.
I think it's 13.
I feel like this game is more appreciated by adults.
Oh yeah.
Also,
for sure.
but like going back to like how complex the game is. Like a 10-year-old, 13-year-old, they can play the game with reading the cards and just doing that, but they're not going to be able to really, unless they're like a super smart kid, like really, really understand what is going on.
That was my big issue, Chuki. I don't know if you had the same problem, but when I played it, obviously back in 7th edition, like a 3/3 is like, oh my god, this thing is so powerful. Like, I'm going to win if I have 2 of these out. And then taking such a long break and then jumping in to Commander in 2021, and it's like all these buzzwords I've never heard, all these terms, and all this like, what the hell is Flash? What is Death Touch? What is like all this? I've never heard of any of this.
There's a steep learning curve with Magic, so I feel like it does kind of scare some people, or maybe like not entice people to learn the game and play the game. But I guess that's why I make the content that I try to make, so that it's more digestible for folks, and to show that Magic can be played at like whatever level you want. It doesn't have to be like super complex.
Yeah, absolutely. And your content, by the way, not to circle back to kissing your butt or anything, but the quality of your content just like blows me away every time. Your edits are so good.
Thank you.
I love when you do the edits where there's like multiple of you on the screen, because like let's be honest, a lot of people are doing that these days, but you can always like see the divide lines and everything. But yours, it's like I literally sit there with my phone and I'm like trying to find the edit lines, like how did he do this? It's so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than it looks, but just a lot of time messing around with CapCut. I think I've really just enjoyed to like learn how to edit things and film things and learning about all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think I get more excited about if I see some sort of editing trick. I get more excited with making a video than like learning a new interaction.
That's fair. Yeah, I also love that you're a fellow cap cutter, because I feel like CapCut gets a lot of hate, and I love CapCut. It's so
Why?
It's so good. I don't know. Like the few times I've brought it up in like Discords or in conversations and stuff, some of the bigger creators they hate CapCut. Like
Yeah,
I
know people like to use like Premiere or something like that, which I mean those are great apps. But I think CapCut is just so easy and accessible to use on your phone. You can just whip it out of your phone and edit from the couch.
Yeah.
It also has like a computer application.
Oh yeah.
Where
I haven't tried it.
I've tried it, and you get a couple of extra things on it, so it gets even closer to like a real video editor. I would not say that it rivals like DaVinci Resolve, but it definitely has like some good additional things to it.
Yeah, I think it's like pretty easy and intuitive too. With things like DaVinci and Premiere, there's a steeper learning curve for that kind of stuff too, learning all the shortcuts and whatnot.
Yeah. I used DaVinci a little bit because I've tried to make a couple of like YouTube videos. I really want to make YouTube videos that are more woman focused on how to make videos, use like your technology stuff, because whenever you Google how to like, why isn't my thing working, it's always some fucking tech bro that's doing it. And it's a little like I can do things too.
Yeah, you could do that.
I can do that too. Focused, segued from what we were talking about, but I have found that CapCut is a easier starting point for editing videos. And then I would move something to like DaVinci Resolve where it's free, and then moving on to like, if you really need to, Adobe Premiere. But I don't even think like we need Adobe's starting to get phased out on like quality. Everybody else is starting to catch up almost.
Are those available on mobile though?
Adobe?
The other one you said, you should move to after CapCut.
DaVinci?
Yeah.
No.
Because my whole thing is like, as TikTokers, I feel like, and maybe this is just like my lazy ass talking, but like, I'm not gonna sit there and upload like 45 seconds of footage to my computer to then put into a program to do all this like crazy edits when I can literally at the touch of a finger do it on my phone in CapCut. And CapCut does almost everything you could want to do.
You have a Mac.
But we're not talking about like a YouTube video or a full podcast. We're talking about like a stupid little TikTok.
Your Mac has your photo. You have your photos on your Mac that from your iPhone. That's why I have the Mac ecosystem.
No, I have to like plug it in and shit.
No, you don't.
I'm pretty sure I do.
No, you don't. You go to Finder, you scroll to the bottom of Finder, and it says My Photos, and that's all of your shit that's on your phone.
I'm letting you talk because I'm trying not to interrupt women as much these days.
Oh
But
yeah, you should do that.
we already proved earlier that your Mac does not look like my Mac because I don't have the stupid little Siri thing in the corner.
How old is? No, no, but all Macs go together because your Apple ecosystem is all together. That's why your iPhone, your iMac, and your iPad, they all share your photos. Cloud Sync in the iCloud, Apple Cloud, or whatever the hell it's called.
I do think I've heard of that.
Chucky's
like
on
Apple.
Windows, and he's like, "Yeah, I kind of think that's how that goes."
It's too much work. You guys are ignorant.
Okay.
But I do get what you mean, that it's like easier to just like, if you're making like a short form content, to just work on it like from your phone, rather than just whipping it up on like a computer. I know I prefer doing it from the phone when I'm doing short form stuff. Long form things, well, I have made a few long forms on CapCut as well. But I do really like DaVinci Resolve for like longer form stuff, for more like intricate kind of editing.
Yeah.
They're both great platforms.
For long form stuff, I'm 100% on board because I've done a 10-minute video on my on CapCut, and like, God, just after like 20 minutes of like trying to get the video, like everything, it's just drives me nuts. But yeah, short form is just, I don't know, maybe I'm just lazy.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I cannot do anything on my phone besides, "Hey guys, I'm taking the dog for a walk today. What are your goals for 2024?" And then post. I cannot edit or function on my phone at all.
Why is that? Like, is it like harder to fine tune things or something? I know with CapCut, it's like with DaVinci Resolve, you can like do numerical values of how big you want something or something like that. With CapCut, I think it's just kind of, you have to pinch.
I think it's because I don't have the access. Because if I were to edit something on my phone, I would also have to be sitting in front of my computer so that I can Google how to do things that I don't know how to do.
Couldn't you just like swipe it up and open a new window?
Yeah, but that's a lot of work because then I have to close CapCut and then I have to open something else.
Hold the fucking phone. I'm sorry. I am in rage mode. You have activated Doggo's passion. So you are trying to tell me that doing this whole Apple Suite bullshit, sending the video to your computer, opening a whole nother program, clicking all this stuff is more work than taking your little fingy and swiping it up and clicking the little. I'm done.
Yes, because on this screen right here, this is where DaVinci Resolve lives. On this half of the screen right here is where my Microsoft Edge lives. On that screen over there is where I can put my notes in the things that I want to do. And then if I really need to, I can cut my ultra wide into thirds and have a separate fucking Edge tab open for specifically Googling, and then one for images and one for word stuff.
No, this is bullshit. The act of turning your head takes more effort than swiping your little finger.
No.
Sorry, Izzy, I'm sorry. This is silly.
Let's see.
She busted out a tape
This is 130 centimeters? We don't do centimeters here. 52 inches of screen real estate from left to right, okay?
Yeah,
that's
you're
as tall
using
as
more muscles. You're using more muscles to turn your head to look at the screen than you would flicking your little fingy.
Good, because I need to get rid of like my double chin. So like, this is good. I'm working my neck out.
Do you remember when we had a guest on the show? His name was Chukimon. He was a good guy.
I know for me, like, I don't like, if I like flick away to another screen, it kind of like takes away from like my attention or the focus that I was doing at a time. I guess this is like ADHD brain kind of thing.
But
I've never been diagnosed. Huh?
Wouldn't looking away at another screen do the same thing? You're diverting your attention.
No, because see, for my ADHD, when I look away at the screen, I can only look at a couple of different things. When I swipe away from my editing on my phone and I go to look something up, then I have to get back to the app, and I forget that I'm supposed to go to the app. So then I'm going to open up TikTok and start scrolling, or I'm going to open up a game and start playing a game instead of going back to the app. Also, by the time that I open up the Google to search whatever it is I needed to search, I probably forgot it and Googled something else.
All right, well, now you guys are making me feel ableist, so I'm going to hard right turn the conversation.
Well, I say that I could see how Izzetrix would prefer that. I don't really have that issue. I do like just looking up everything on my phone. But like sometimes when you like get out of like CapCut or something like that, you have to open the app. Then for me, I have to open the file again and then find the place I was at before. So like it kind of breaks my focus at that point.
You're not on an iPhone, are you?
I am on an iPhone.
Oh, well, that's weird that it does that for you. Because for me, if I like swipe it up so it's not closed and just slide over to a different tab, when I go back, it's still where I left off.
Where you left it. I think I have it so that if like the app hasn't been used for a few minutes, so depending on like if I'm like reading some research or something like that, I might have to go back and it like reset the app. Might be because of that.
Yeah, your videos require a lot more like actual information. Like usually if I swipe away, it's to grab like a picture of Joven in a thong or something to like drag back over to my video. This is what I love about like especially TikTok and like the content creator sphere is that like what the three of us do is so drastically different from each other that it's like yeah, our perspectives make sense to us, but like you're out here making highly educated, highly informed content and I'm making watch me kick this deck of cards into a wall or take a shower with cards.
Yeah.
I've taken a bath with cards and people have gotten mad at me. So
I remember that. That's around the time we met.
it is.
Yeah. Because I remember you actually reached out to me because all the hate I was getting for the kicking videos, and we bonded over the fact that we were both getting hate about that. Those good times. See, that's what you need, Chuki. You need more hate. I say as you have more followers than both of us combined.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get some hate too. People that like say that I'm wrong or something like that, or I don't know if they don't agree with my kind of thought processes or something like that. But
So
I
have a
think you
question
guys
about
have
that.
more was that?
I have a question about that. Specifically what you just said about how like you get hate and stuff. So like when I get hate, I get it, right? Like I shower with some cards or I make a video saying people's favorite lands are ugly. I'm inviting the hate. So like I know how to deal with it because I invited it. How do you deal with those kind of commenters when you're objectively smarter than them and objectively right? And it's like when they're so adamant that you're wrong, but like you're not.
Like you're really right. Like
Yeah.
you're factually correct and they're telling you that no, you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm not always right. Sometimes they are right, and I do get things wrong. I just try to not take it too like personally. Like, I think when people are make these kind of comments, it really just means that these people either are missing something or they're lacking in some sort of understanding, and I take it as an opportunity to try to like find some sort of common ground. Trying to be a better communicator is something that I want to work on. And so every hate comment that I get, I usually try to respond, and I just take it as an opportunity for me to like improve on my communication skills. And a lot of times people will kind of come around and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right or something. They'll either do that or just never comment again.
Wait, so you don't just call them an unhinged middle schooler and tell them to go eat dino nuggies?
No.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Have I been doing it wrong
That's what
this
we're
whole
doing.
time?
That must be what we're doing wrong.
So that's why Watsy
Man.
won't sponsor me.
Not
think-
a sarcastic response, a real response with like wholesome intentions. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'm right a lot of the times too. Sometimes, I could be wrong. So like, I try to hear them out. If they think something's like dumb, then I'll try to hear them out. I think that's kind of what most people want, is to be listened to, and like, it's just...
I think people like when you tell them they're wrong. Yeah.
That's so
It does-
wholesome.
It does give more engagement, I guess, if you take that route.
Well, this is why you got invited to Vegas and I don't get invited to shit.
I didn't get Chicago though,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I think they try to mix it up a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And when I was in Vegas, I don't think I really made like content about Vegas. Maybe I made like one video. So
I think most of the creators that were there did not make anything
make
while
videos.
they were there.
It's
It was-
hard to make content in Vegas.
Well, it's hard to make content at a con, period.
hmm Yeah. And I guess it's like I didn't really like network with like Wizards people either. I know people hung out in the creator space. I didn't really do much there. I was just kind of hanging out with people the whole
Yeah.
time. So
It just
maybe
kind of. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
I was just gonna say maybe they didn't think I'd be like someone that they should invest more time into, as opposed to like other creators that actively want to work with Wizards, which is fine. Like I get it.
Well, how much do we want to seal our reputation of never getting their positive attention? I mean, listen. I'll try to not be too controversial here when I say this. I don't think this is a controversial statement. I think this is just how industries work. But like, yeah, I do think that while you were there, like you said, you didn't do a whole lot of networking, and a lot of the people who did do that networking got Chicago passes.
Mhm.
There's definitely, and again, I'm sorry if anybody listening to this thinks I'm like shitting on the
There's
ambassador
always
program.
a cool kids club.
Yes, and unfortunately, for those of us who are not in the cool kids club, it is becoming more and more apparent that if you want to grab the attention of WotC and the social media team, it's more who you know than what you're actually making. Like your content gets you so far, but who you networked with, whose streams you've appeared on, who's reposting your tweets, those are the things that are really getting people ahead in our little sphere. And it's not for everybody.
I guess like I could see from like Wizards side is that like it makes sense for them to like want to work with people that actively like want to network with them and want to work with them and express that. So
Yeah.
and because it all costs money for them, so
It is frustrating though to sometimes see like really stellar creators just get ignored because they're not playing the game. But like I'll throw Wizards a bone for a second, and specifically I'm not going to say people's names, but the people who run these events and run the social media aspect. I think a lot of times we forget that they are people. They are humans themselves. They're not a corporate monolith. And there's one specific person who's in charge of a lot of these decisions. And yeah, if you hang out with that person and get to know them and talk to them, and they're gonna remember you the next time they're picking people. Versus if you didn't, they're sifting through thousands of content creators. They might just forget that we exist sometimes, and that's totally reasonable.
I mean, 100%. That's not WotC. That's not Magic exclusive.
Yeah,
it's nothing new. It is what it is.
so,
And it sucks, especially if you're trying to do like content creation full time, because you rely on these opportunities or like getting sponsors or getting any sort of income to it. And organic growth, TikTok's like the best place for organic growth, but like we can get stifled and stifle down. So you're not going to be able to like grow to get the new people and the new audiences, which is something that I am hoping that we can overcome in the slightest way, since our goal is to have a different content creator each episode. That way there's a little bit more intermingling, and our fan base would start to be like, hey, that guy's pretty cool, let's go follow Chukimon. Or hey, Dogodude sucks because he kicks cards off of balconies. I'm gonna tweet mean things at him. But even if you tweet mean things at Doggo, it's fine because that gives engagement.
And I will come at you more unhinged than you come at me. That is my brand, that is my character, and that's why WotC hates me.
I mean, I don't think you need WotC to be like a successful creator too. I mean, you look at the professor; he's like the biggest creator, and WotC doesn't really work with him much at all. I think it's nice to have that backing by WotC, but I think at the end of the day, like whatever stuff you put out and people resonate with is what's gonna like give you more followers, more success, more whatever. So
yeah, because especially like even getting away from the like emotional aspect of it all, just purely numbers. I mean, let's be honest. It's been a controversy for the last year or two. WotC does not pay their creators. They don't pay people to advertise for them. Like at best, you get free product and you get invited to events, which I guess saves you money, but it does not put money in your pocket. So like, and I think the pitfall that I've seen a lot of creators fall into the last year is that they're trying so hard to get into that ambassador program that their content is suffering for it, because I think the audiences are starting to get a little tired of, everybody circle jerking each other, and like, we're all content creators being around other content creators talking about content creation. And it's like, that's great that we're all having these conversations, but when people start making it their content, like I've just noticed, I'm not going to give examples, but I've noticed like ever since the ambassador program, well, I don't want to call anyone out, Izzy. I see you laughing. I don't want to call anyone out. I don't want to shame anyone, but like three people I consider friends specifically, ever since this ambassador program came out, everything they have done it's just all driving towards trying to get into that ambassador program, and they're taking a hit for it. And it's like, if you just focus on your content, you'll get the views, you'll get the metrics, and that's how you get paid. Like, that's how you get money in your pocket to pay your bills, right? Is TikTok, the creativity beta program, YouTube, the, I don't know what they call it, but the like...
monetization.
Yeah, the monetization program, whatever. Same with like Twitch and stuff. It's like, focus on what's getting you views. That's how you'll get paid. Sucking up to WotC is just going to get you a pack of cards. Like, that don't pay my bills.
Chuki, you've got a Patreon, right?
I do have a Patreon, yeah. I do want to work on it a little more right now. We have one tier. Trying to figure out more like monetization options. I think like one of the biggest struggles for me is kind of like I guess I work hard to try not to seem like a sellout kind of thing. So like, yeah. I think putting like a value on my content, it has been really hard for me to do. So like,
that's super rough. I feel that.
Yeah. So moving next year, I want to like work on like trying to put more value on my content and just be more bold with like asking for things, I guess.
I really like how you put your subscribers' names on the sleeves in the videos.
Yeah.
So that you can like get it in there without like disrupting the content that you're making. Mm-hmm. And then also they still get their shout out from being patrons on Patreon. That's super cool. I really like that. I'm like, oh, that's a neat idea.
Izzy did her research.
I did. I told you I watched some of his videos. I did. I'm proud of myself.
After telling him you had no idea who the fuck he was.
I mean, that's
I mean, a lot of people probably don't know who I am, so I get
but
it.
he makes really good videos. He shouts out his patrons, which is great. Mm-hmm. And like that's really cool. I did not go over to your Patreon, so sorry for that. I did not go and look over there.
No worries.
I know that a popular option for Patreon is like letting your subscribers choose topics that they're upcoming. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you do?
I guess like I have this big attachment to the content that I make, which I think I need to get over. It's probably like an ego thing for me, but like I only make content when I feel like really excited to make the content. People do suggest things, and sometimes they are good ideas, but sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if I like feel excited making this video. So I've mostly kind of been doing videos that I would enjoy making. And if a good idea comes along, then I'll work on it. But I do want to. Oh yeah.
May I offer a suggestion?
No.
What's that?
Well, I wasn't asking you, Doggo.
Don't woman-splain content to him.
So, one of the things that I do, I offer my people options for content that I'm going to do, but the options that I give them are stuff that I want to do. So, like, for tonight, one of my things was, I was like, do you want goth mommy, a pink I am baby, or, like, casual clothes for the episode? And let them vote. I would do any one. I can't make up my mind on which one I wanted to do. So, like, you could give them their options of stuff that are videos that you are planning on doing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
and then they can vote on the stuff, and then that would be like your subscribers episode or something like that.
Yeah, that would be a great idea.
Have you considered feet pics?
I have literally never
Not
been
yet.
asked for a foot picture ever
It's-
in all of my years since 2019 of doing spicy work. I have never been asked for a foot picture. The internet lied to me.
I don't know because I make $12 a month on feet pics.
How?
Do you really?
I have I have an OnlyFans and I have 4 followers, and I started it as a joke, but I
Yeah.
got 4 subscribers that all pay $4 a month, and I'm like, I guess I'm here now.
Like-
This is what I'm doing. So yeah,
So like you just keep producing feet pictures every
Content?
month, or like
actually, no. That's the weird thing.
so you just did one-time thing.
The
and
same
people are paying
feet?
$4?
Yes.
Old
And-
feet?
And those 4 people have never unsubscribed.
And they're just
I
paying
will
for
let
it.
you take pictures of my feet when you come, and you can tag me, and then your feet people can have some new
variety.
feet.
I do have one guy that
The
routinely
variety.
he routinely asks me for like I don't know how familiar either of you are with OnlyFans, but
I'm very familiar with OnlyFans.
well,
I'm not too familiar.
I don't know which sites you're on. I don't. You're like a sister to me. It would be weird. But anyway, what was I saying? You got me all flustered.
Somebody
Anyway.
orders custom feet
Yes,
pics from you?
yes. Like routinely, almost every week, he requests, and it's the weirdest shit ever. I never do it, but I'm always so tempted because he's like, "I'll tip you $5 if you step on some chocolate pudding." Like,
Send this person to me, and I will take whatever feet pictures that he wants. I have chocolate pudding. I just bought some strawberry and banana yogurt. That's different colors. That'll
You might-
be fancy.
yeah, but you might actually have cute feet. I think like they're into my weird, gross hobbit feet with like.
Oh, I don't have hobbit feet. I
With,
don't
like,
think
my
I have
ingrown
cute. I'm not
toenails.
showing
You're
my
flexible.
feet for free on the internet, but
for a fat
like-
dude, I'm surprisingly flexible. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Maybe they do like hobbit feet.
Maybe.
Chuki, do you have nice feet?
I never really took a
Thought
hard
about
look at my
that?
feet, I guess. Yeah, I never really questioned that.
Can you get
Yes,
them
I
up?
do.
Can we see them?
Do not put your feet online for free.
Not for free, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. No,
Mine's
no.
an
I gotta save
advertisement for
this
my
for-
OnlyFans.
Yeah, if things go south for me, then, this might have to be my option out or something.
Oh, yes, we were having a serious talk about content creation and what we can provide for our subscribers. And Doggo's like, I sell feet pics online.
I mean, I'm a master pivoter. I can get us right back on track. Chuki, what's it like? I know you walked away from a career to focus on content creation and stuff. What was that like? What was some of the challenges and the fears that you had doing that?
Man. So yeah, I was working at a restaurant in the restaurant business in the industry, managing restaurants for a company. And it was like, restaurant work is like just super grueling and really hard. I had a lot of like imposter syndrome there. Like I just did not ever feel like I was qualified or whatever I was doing was right. Like managing people was really challenging for me. So I was pretty miserable at that line of work, and I guess it paid okay, but I wasn't. My heart was just not in that work, and
Right.
I think it came to a point for me where it's like, is this like going to be the rest of my life? Like, is this what I'm gonna have to do and grind until I'm 80 years old and just like retire then? Like, am I gonna have to spend that much time doing that? And I hated the thought about that. So I wanted to try and do something for like myself while I'm still like fairly young before I'm too old and it's too late. So I went into content creation and see how it would pan out, and it's been a lot of fun. A lot less money, but it's been a lot more fulfilling than working at the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
Did you start during, like, when did you start? Did you start like after COVID, pre-COVID. I guess that's like our
It's like
timeline now in the internet world.
yeah, it's like right. It was like after COVID. I think I've been at this for like a year and a half now, maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, kind of somewhat recently. But it was. I did have like a lot of fears with like, because it's just like I'm leaving this decent paying job for like no money, and I'm like taking a big chance. Like I didn't even make content while I was working. I just all of a sudden just like decided to drop everything and try to do content and see where it takes me. But my wife has just been like super supportive of me. Like she's the one that really pushed me to like quit that job because she could see that like clearly I'm miserable and like um yeah, if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have started all of this. But
Hell yeah,
yeah,
we stand supportive partners around here.
Yeah,
Love
same.
yeah,
My partner also is like, I have the freedom to be able to try new things, and I have that security net in case it like, if it does like, I don't want it to fail, that would be bad. But if like
mhm,
I try something new and it fails, like my last streaming schedule, the different streaming times I've been going live, um, it hasn't been panning out, and I've been like doing it consistent for like, you know, it started in July, August, July, something like that. Consistent, same times every month, right? We expected the drop off in the beginning because it was new times, and it just
mhm,
never picked up again. So like
mhm.
starting this year, I'm gonna change things up, swerve it up a little bit, and try to figure out where all of my where all my
Yeah, I mean
fans went.
that's kind of the whole
Over to my
content
account.
creation to
Oh, okay. They went
the
to go
feet
look at
pictures.
Doggo's feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my wife and I are having a race. We have a set number that whichever one of us reaches that number first, the other one gets to quit their job.
Set number of
Like
like
dollars per year.
Of
oh
feet followers.
Yeah.
oh
Your
gotcha. So
wife makes
like
content?
No. Like real world dollars. Like that sounded shitty. I don't mean it like that. Like our actual non content creator jobs. We both
gotcha.
we are
Oh,
both full
got you.
time. We are both full time people.
So you're still trying to go up in your real world job.
So it's a weird it's a weird situation, right? Because like I said, we're racing. So whoever
Hmm.
gets to that dollar amount, which I won't say because I don't want to like
Yeah,
make anyone
Yeah, that's
feel
fair.
weird.
sure.
But whichever one of us reaches that dollar amount first, the other one gets to quit. But here's the thing: neither of us want to reach that dollar amount because we don't want the other one to quit. We want to quit, but also we want more money. So it's like I'm trying to get ahead, but also I'm not too mad if I don't.
You're like,
Yeah,
I want that raise, but like,
Yeah,
I don't know. George
it's
over here, he did a really good job in accounting, so maybe you should give him a raise.
it's funny though because she recently got a raise, and we are literally to the decimal point making the exact same dollar amount.
oh
That's
wow,
cool.
Yeah. I was like a smidge ahead of her for a second, but then she caught up, and yeah, I'm hoping she
nice.
gets like a big promotion and I can finally quit my job and focus on tiki tacos. So
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I'm in the position that I'm in. We've managed to save enough so that I can like pursue what I'm pursuing right now. But the hope is that I can make this like a sustainable thing and pull her out of the work that she's doing. She's working for the same company also. More of the like administrative kind of work. So yeah, eventually the hope is that this can become something successful and
Hell
I
yeah.
can pull her out there. So pay her back for what she's done for me.
I think it can. Because
That's great.
I know, and we don't have to touch on it too much, but you are one of the mods in a creator Discord where we trade
Mm.
ideas and stuff, and like, you've just been instrumental in there, and a lot of the chats that go on, you've got a lot of good things to say, and you're very receptive to what other people are saying. So I got faith in you, Chuki. I think this will be a thing. I think so.
You
Thank
got
you.
this. I
I
got a
hope
question
so.
for you though.
Uh
Hmm.
Because Doggo hasn't asked it yet. Do you have anything that's super cool or unique?
Super cool or unique?
Yeah,
Like
that's
like
like
magic?
nerdy.
She She's segueing super terrible. See, I'm an expert segueyer.
Okay, well
She's-
then segue
she's
segue
awful.
faster, doggo.
This is so we want to do a little segment with all of our guests, a show and tell type thing where, you know, what's something that you own that you just think is really cool, you're really proud of, really expresses your nerdiness, like, you know.
Ooh.
If
I feel like you brought this up before too, and I didn't
and you
come
didn't
prepared.
prepare. I
Yeah.
love it. That's all right, because neither did I. I was just gonna grab something off a shelf.
Like I don't know if I really have anything like super unique or nerdy that like I'm not really like a huge collector kind of guy.
What's your most expensive Magic card?
I'm not sure. Maybe Wheel of Fortune, or I have like a few tundras, like a tundra. I think Tropical Island is probably my most expensive card. I have
Dude.
a couple duels.
So we're close on time, but I went to a holiday party over the holidays,
As one typically does.
as one does, and the hostess's husband, right, was like, "Oh, Izzy, do you want to go downstairs and look at my Magic cards?" So I went downstairs with this grown man into his basement by myself, and everybody else was upstairs, and they couldn't find us. And then somebody's like, "Oh, doesn't she like Magic?" And then the host was like, "Oh, okay, I know where they are. We're in the basement looking at his fucking card." Okay, this is a super casual guy. He was playing Magic. He went off to some, I don't know, whatever war at the time, and like did war things and came back and sold most of his cards.
Did war things, and then came back, right? So it's old ass cards. I think like the newest card is from like the original Innistrad block. And they're in rubber bands. They're in sleeves, but they're rubber banded together in like shitty cardboard boxes, right? Like casual, not really a Magic player. He has a fucking white weenie deck with a Sarah's Sanctum in it.
With rubber bands around it?
With rubber bands around it! And I'm like, that's like a $200 card. And he's like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Shoves it back in there and puts it back in the drawer. I'm like, oh my god.
I've noticed Magic's gotten a lot more like normie, so to speak, like very casual, like everybody I know is just playing it these days. Like people who aren't nerds in the slightest, because like I keep I have a Magic card in my phone case, and the amount of people in my life that, like I said, are not nerds at all and have been like, oh, is that a Magic card? I just started playing, or oh, I'm playing this deck, and it's like, what the fuck? This used to be like nerd stuff. Like this was our thing. Now the normies are taking it over.
It's
I
cool
blame
to be a
Critical
nerd.
Role.
Yeah.
I blame Crit Role.
Yeah. I feel like they did make being a nerd a little cooler, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, people, it's kind of cool to be a nerd these days. You know, Post Malone's
It is.
like buying the One Ring and stuff like that.
Yeah, see, I would actually attribute more to people like Post Malone than Critical Role. Because Critical Role
Who
is
else?
still Post
Who
Malone.
else does it besides Posty? I know who Post Malone is.
Well, I don't know what you do and don't know. You think my computer has a Siri icon.
I don't know why it doesn't.
Anyway, but like Critical Role is still like high level nerd. Like I don't think you could get a normal person to watch Critical Role, but like Post Malone,
They did the Vox Machina or
An
whatever it's
anime?
called for.
Fox
Yeah.
yeah, get a normie, get somebody who watches football on the weekends to watch an anime about Dungeons and Dragons.
You don't know.
See,
Anyways, my question was, what other pop culture person besides Post Malone plays Magic the Gathering?
it doesn't matter. He's a mega superstar. He's enough.
Is he?
Who does? I know
Yes.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt like played a little, or he had some Magic cards, but I don't think he like actively plays.
There's actually a lot because there's been a couple commercials for it too. The guy who plays Machete, I forget the actor's name.
Oh,
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, Danny Trejo plays Magic.
Oh my god, I knew the answer to that.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Wow.
What's his name? Patton Oswalt plays. Yeah, there was.
Is that
there
the
was-
little short troll guy?
No.
Patton
No.
Oswalt.
He's not
Isn't
a short
he in the
troll.
Trolls movie? He's in the Trolls movie.
Oh, I don't watch Trolls. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
I'm above the
like
age of
literal
12.
trolls. Okay.
Patton Oswalt. Yes, it is the little troll guy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am not a literal child. I don't watch Trolls.
I think I'm older than you.
No, you're not.
31.
Yeah, older than that.
Okay.
I'm not going to dox myself here on the internets, but last episode, we liked to end on a little bit of a controversy, so we could do it this time too. How about those WotC layoffs? Let's talk about that, because that's a hot topic. I think it would be weird if we didn't talk about it. So, Chukimon, thoughts, feelings?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too well versed with the news, I guess, but
He's wholesome.
Yeah.
He's wholesome. He doesn't know about the bad stuff.
I mean, I've heard about the layoffs. I mean, it sucks. Yeah, it's rough. Like right before Christmas too. Like the timing's just kind of.
I think the thing that has most people in a tizzy about the whole situation is the specific people they laid off and what they contributed to the company is bizarre. And then on top of that, the upper echelon of the company taking home massive annual bonuses. The board of directors, the CEO, the CFO, and then the CEO of WotC all collectively took home like tens of millions of dollars in bonuses while claiming the company is doing so poorly they have to lay off 1,100 people. And then, like I said, the specific people they laid off, the one that comes to mind, the person that was in charge of the Universes Beyond for this year, she got laid off. And the Lord of the Rings set is currently the best-selling set of all time in the entire game's history. And in fact, in the first 2 months, it became the second highest-grossing set next to Modern Horizons 2. And that's just in the first 2 months. And then a month later, it surpassed it by a lot. And so for people like her to get laid off while the upper echelon takes home millions in bonuses, it was just very weird. It was very, like, kind of them showing their cards, pun intended, of like, hey, we're evil.
Was this really the best route for the company? Yeah. I mean, it sucks. I don't know what much else to say about it. But
I guess here I'll kind of focus it so like you could maybe, think about it from this perspective. There's a lot of talk on TikTok right now. I've noticed it's kind of stayed off Twitter, but I think that's because that's where all the WotC eyes are looking at, so people don't want to,
be on their bad graces.
Exactly. But on TikTok, we don't give a shit. It's the Wild West out there.
Love TikTok.
But like, yeah, one of the conversations that's happening a lot right now is like, how do we as content creators make peace with the fact that we're advertising a game that has reached supervillain levels of corruption, where the CEO, Mr. Cox, is taking home, that's literally his name, is taking home millions in bonuses while screwing over the people that are making the game we love so much. And it's like, if the next set, if Ravnica Remastered and if Murders at Karlov Manor, if those sets sell really well, we have effectively told WotC, you did the right thing. Because now their profit margin will be so much bigger because they don't have to pay those 1,100 people, but they still print money for the company. So it's like, as content creators, how do we navigate that? And is it even our fucking responsibility to care about this,
Oh, I have an answer, but Chuki, I'll let you go first.
I was going to say, we have a guest as well, so.
I said I would let him go first.
Yeah, a lot of these moral issues and like social issues, I don't know too well about or really have like too much of a strong stance on, because mostly what I do is just kind of focus on the content that I make. So I don't really put too much thought into that.
Actually, maybe that's the healthy way to navigate this. Because, like, I'll be honest, I've been somewhat struggling with this as well because, I would not consider my content to be free advertisement for WotC. Because I don't make that kind of content, right? But at the same time, like, a lot of the people who have been laid off have come out and said, like, hey, this is not your responsibility. You're not the villain here. We will manage. You keep doing what you enjoy to, enjoy
Yeah.
doing. I do think, and maybe this is just my opinion, and you two can bounce off it, share the opinion, do whatever. But my opinion is that I do think in the current climate, we have to be a little more careful about the kind of content we make. Like, I think what I do is perfectly fine, and I think what you two do is perfectly fine. But, like, people doing pack openings, people doing set reviews, people doing, you should go out and buy this box because it's really high quality. I think maybe we as content creators should kind of stray away from that because, you know, circling back to what we talked about earlier, you know, the controversy that's been going on for almost 2 years now about WotC not paying their creators and then doing these supervillain level evil corrupt bullshit things. It's like, at what point do we put our foot down and say, like, I'm not your advertiser, I'm not your commercial, I'm
less influencer-y and more enjoying of the game-y.
Yeah.
Like, pack openings is super influency. So, like, my opinion is, because I accept Magic product and other nerdy product as exchange for my content, which is great. I would rather be paid in Magic cards than money.
You make educational
For content.
You make educational content for children, right?
Yes.
Yes.
100% educational content for adult children.
Yeah.
I would like people to see, if they are going to be buying product, if they're going to be buying sealed product specifically, to be buying from an LGS. It doesn't have to be your local game store, because your local game store might have like a shitty owner or be a toxic community. But it could be a local game store. One of my more recurrent, I guess, fans? I don't know. One of my fans, I don't know what to call them, one of my fans gives me a sealed box of product every new set. I'm not spending the money for WotC. I'm not giving my money to WotC's Amazon store. They are getting it out of their LGS product, paying whatever it costs from the distributor, and then doing it that way. And if I were to buy packs, like supplemental packs, because I need to open a pack, I'm not going to go to Walmart. I'm not going to go to fucking Target. I'm going to go to the local game store. I've got 2 to choose from. Depends on my mood. And I'm going to buy from there so that I'm supporting my local businesses. I'm supporting those people, and WotC's still going to be around. We still need to show support to Magic, because if Magic isn't getting any money, isn't making any money, then they'll just fucking cut it, and then we won't have a game anymore. And that's boo-hoo. But I'm not going to just skip the LGSs, because that is the bread and butter of our community, and just give it straight to WotC, because fuck WotC. But I still need my new Magic cards. So, like, only fuck WotC a little bit, just enough to be like, hey, I don't like you, but can you still please do this thing for me?
Interesting. I do think that there's like a big culture of like just buying booster packs and just like cracking them open for no reasons, and trying to hunt for cards that way, which I think is like incredibly inefficient.
Yeah, you actually did that recently for a video.
Yeah. Looking for a was it the Dreadmaw?
Yeah, how many packs did you crack total?
I think I opened 7 total.
That's not that many.
Until I finally got one. Yeah, it was for an uncommon card. So, yeah, I think I spent like $28 or something like that.
What I love,
but like I could have just bought it for like 15 cents.
Yeah.
Online.
Right.
What I loved the most about that whole situation was that you went out to your car for every single pack and came back inside. So you did 7 trips, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I did. It was a new style of content for me to film, and like it felt very awkward doing it, but
Did you at least pay in cash?
I don't think so. I used a Target Red
Oh,
card.
7 credit card transactions?
Yep.
Okay.
It was incredible. Honestly, it was incredibly entertaining. Like, I hate pack opening videos. No offense if anyone does them. I just don't like them. They're not for me. What you did was incredibly entertaining. Because there was more to it. There was some comedy. There was some like, oh man, is this the pack?
Suspense.
Is this the one? And then it's like, nope, it's not the one. He's back inside. So
Yeah.
funny.
And it's also just like kind of a lesson, like opening packs is not the best way to get the cards that you want. And I feel like Magic players kind of glorify the whole like pack opening thing, and maybe I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to do it.
It's gambling. I mean, like Magic is gambling, 100%. It's a very addictive game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that beautiful note, we'll start to tie it all together. Chukimon, do you have any words of wisdom you want to share with the community, all 5 of our listeners?
Hey, we had 14 listeners on session 0. I am so don't know where they came from.
7 of them were my wife.
But I appreciate them very much. So thank you guys and stuff like that. And I just talked over Chukimon.
You
So
sure did.
go
So,
right ahead,
Back
buddy.
to what I was saying, Chukimon, do you have any words of wisdom for the community and anything you want to plug?
Words of wisdom. I don't know. Be kind to yourself. Don't be too
That's
hard
a
on
good one.
yourself. That's one thing that I'm trying to work on, is not being too hard on myself. So, and don't focus too much on other people, and just work on what you can currently work on for yourself. But plugs. I have a TikTok. I believe it's Keeping It Casual TikTok. Instagram, same handle, Keeping It Casual, and a YouTube, Keeping It Casual on there as well.
Excellent. We will
And a Discord.
link those in the bottom of the description, as well as the link to our stuff and Chuki's Discord.
Yeah. And remember, folks, in the wise words of our friends over at the Basement Yard Podcast, you got to treat life like a highway. No matter what lane you're in, no matter how fast you're going, there's always somebody behind you, and there's always somebody in front of you. It's deep.
Yeah.
Don't
What-
give me that look. It's deep.
What he said. I also
brilliant.
didn't know we were friends with the Basement Yard Podcast, but apparently we are. Surprise to you guys.
Yeah.
What's it? Frank and what's the other guy's name?
Joey.
Joey.
They're hilarious.
I
love
love them a
them.
lot. I love them a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay, well one day, Frank and Joey, maybe we'll be able to say hi. Episode 3 is not it. But get in touch and maybe we can pencil you in.
Because they're definitely listening. Anyway,
100%. They've got spidey senses.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening. I hope that you all have an amazing new year, and we will see you in a couple of weeks.
See ya.
Yeah.